So when I first started training seriously for my sport and really starting to apply what I knew in nutrition, I looked to people ahead of me, still idolized them, even though I knew what they were doing might be not exactly what they could be doing to eat for performance. So there's a difference between achieving something in your sport and eating for performance like you can to get to the next level. Not everyone has these magical special gifts that just like you can't even believe what some people can do, right, with their bodies. So you may be someone who has to work harder to have the success that someone else has eating poorly. But if you do eat for performance, you have a fighting chance of surpassing maybe that person one day, because when they don't eat for performance, you're going to be ready and you're going to be waiting to take that opportunity. So this could be in work, this could be in sport, but I really think that it's important for you to understand that everyone that looks like they're successful may not be doing what they could be. So I wouldn't follow them. I would follow what you know to be true to yourself. And I'll give you a really good example. So LeBron James was in the news a few years ago for having followed a really low carbohydrate diet, perhaps even the ketogenic diet during his off-season training. And if you don't know who LeBron James is, he is like the biggest basketball player pretty much, or one of the biggest in the moment. And he is looked at as like a shining example of an athlete. Well, I looked at what he was eating, if that is true anyways. Sometimes the media sensationalizes things and it's not actually true. But if it is true, he is hurting his performance 200%. I couldn't even believe what I was reading, which means he was getting guidance from people who didn't have his best interests in mind and hadn't been reading the actual science. Because if you are in a sprint sport, like basketball, if you are in any kind of explosive sport, you want to be having the fuel that creates the explosion. And so every moment that you're training for a sport where you want to be fast and sharp and explosive, you want to be training in that full energy capacity, and eating a low carbohydrate or ketogenic diet would undercut that and cause you a worse performance. So I would never ever recommend that one of my hockey players or basketball players or sprint sport players would ever take on that diet. There would have to be an extremely weird and rare circumstance. So those are special things. And what that does, what people like to do is they like to put everything that they eat, the diet, in what I call the box. And that's what people love. It seems to be like the idea that there would be this framework, this box, this idea that everyone should eat this way and they'll achieve results. And everyone seems to be searching for that really specific formula that exists. Well, there is some guidelines, some rules, but we can flex them and bend them a bit. It's not so much a box as we can create a target. So I really love teaching the target approach to eating versus a box, because I don't want to tell you don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat this, and everything that you don't eat is kind of outside a box. No, what I'd rather say is you can eat everything, so let's put everything in your box and we eliminate the box idea altogether. Let's eat everything and let's just target. How about 90% of what you eat on a target? So that if you look at your whole week and you made just little X's on a target, so on this target here, that at the end, 9 out of 10 of your X's would be on target and performance foods versus the rest. And so for sure we can get more fine-tuned than this, but I think it's a great place to start. If you do not know how to start eating for performance and you're just dying to dive in and start doing it, well, target eating for performance 90% of the time tomorrow, and then take it on another day. And maybe by the end of the week, you will be at 90%, or, oh my goodness, 100%. So I would really want to see that you achieve something high, a high percentage of eating for performance, so that you will quite easily take your performance to the next level. Yep, right over there. I spotted him. I don't know if you see him, but I do. It's the gobblers. These are the creatures that take over your mind. Be careful. They put you into mindless eating mode, mindless operation, where you are somebody who ends up eating something you don't want to eat, or not eating breakfast, or mindlessly eating that bag of chips at night. All of these things are attacks from the gobblers. So we got to overcome our gobbler attacks by putting in place your skills. Skill 1, eating powerful foods is one of the best ways to vanquish a gobbler. And we're going to do this by eating on target 90% of the time, all day tomorrow. So you've got this, competitor. Let's go defeat the gobblers.